not all degrees have two relative minors?
All degrees have two relative minors. Not relative minors, but two chords located at the third ascendant and descendant. So because the first chord is C major, chord located at the third inferior is A minor, and chord located at the third superior is E minor. Then for the zone of the subdominant, which main chord is F major, at the minor third descendant we have D minor, and at the third ascendant we have A minor, which is also considered a subdominant chord because it shares notes. These chords strongly related to the thing because are located, as I told you, one third up and down, and this is three of them. So it's one and two by the sides. And with the dominant chord, which in C major is G7, we have again two chords at the third, a minor third, the natural third inferior and superior, and then we have in C major, then we will have G7 in the center, and E minor, the modal chord or the comodine chord, the very useful chord because it belongs to more than one zones at the same time. E minor is the superior relative minor of the tonic, and it is also the inferior relative of the dominant chord G7, which superior neighbor there is the 7 minor 7 flat 5 guide is called subdiminished.
So E minor, we said, is the relative minor of G7.
E minor is relative minor of G7, yeah, of course, because it's located one third down. That's why these things I didn't say. It was Juan Sebastian Bach who said it. Johann Sebastian Bach. That's why, because I went to the school, I know it. Just that. Otherwise, just listen Leonard Bernstein, the only really knowledgeable person that you have to listen about these things, because the only who has in depth the knowledge to go through it, because these things belongs to a period, these modifications, and to which one? To the Impressionist period, because remember Paco was influenced by McLaughlin and Chick Corea, who were strongly influenced, especially Chick Corea, from Scriabin and from Albéniz and Manuel de Falla and Granados and Turina and all the great Spanish composers, you know. And they were belonging to this Impressionist movement because this was 1920s moment, Ravel and Manuel de Falla and these things, and Paco took the essence from there. And whatever is in jazz there, of modern jazz, also based, like, you know, up to even things like John Coltrane and that, are based on you know, Charlie Parker, based on the Impressionism thing, many things of Debussy was the first one who introduced, for the sake of God, for the first time, the freaking whole tone scale. So we need to know some history too. Right?
Charlie Parker, one of my favorite composers
of all times, of course. But he was ringing the door of Igor Stravinsky, because he was a neighbor. You can see the movie, the excellent movie with Clint Eastwood. I really recommend you this thing. And it's the Birth movie, and this is how, well, of course, he died dramatically with this overdoses of heroin, etc. But he was a genius, and at 35 years old, I believe. So then, but you will see that he went to Igor Stravinsky's house and knocked at the door of his house, there, because he wanted just to see him, because he was like a god to him, you know. And in fact, these people is not normal, and Scriabin less, that is the best composer of all times. Anything that is in modern harmony, Scriabin did it already 100 years ago, and nothing else is there. Because if you listen the conclusion of Nemtin, and you know the prefatory action of Scriabin lasts 2 hours, like a symphony thing. Oh my God, that he didn't even completed it. And Nemtin, another great Russian harmonist and composer, who was like a Gemini, a soulmate for Scriabin, I believe, because he knew everything what was in his hand, his mind, and he completed this thing. And it's the most there is nothing that there is not there, of triads, of this, of minor chords, of modal exchange, of the Scriabin scale. He invented his own scale, for the sake of God, from Russia. And this is the greatest Russian music, which is, you know, this is the tenets of the standard harmony.